there's a little male. So we got the male right there in the back. You can tell because it's starting to color up on his fins here. Yeah, that's a new little male right there. So hopefully we can get some of these starting to go around in the room. That's what a female is. Looks like they're a toothed carp. That's what they are. So you can't have more than one male per tank. They'll fight and kill each other, right? And then the other ones are golden cloud minnows. But yeah, that's exciting. That's definitely a male. These guys, there's this right here in the middle, right there. That orange stripe one there, that's an interesting one there that's come off of these guys too. So I'm going to try to separate them and see what I can do with that one right there. But you see that one? The orange stripe there, that one there is a different looking Endler for sure. But that was sort of neat. I definitely got to get in here. Maybe I'll sort through this here later today. I do have another tank here and we can go and sort them, but maybe I'll do that today. Today we're doing a whole bunch of water changes and stuff like that. Cleaning and stuff. It's a day off, so I'm going to do a bunch of work in here. I think it's safe to say this tank is holding water. It's now had water in there for a few days, and or no, yeah, well, not yeah, I guess a few days. It's been all week. I've been slowly filling it up, right? We're over the halfway point. We're almost to the full line because basically my water line's not going to be much higher than this hole. I might keep the water line a little low for what I do in this tank. I don't know yet. There's lots going on with that. But I just wanted to jump on here and, I'm excited. This tank is definitely holding water. Now we just got to finish our plumbing and figure out how we're going to filter and stuff like that. But I just wanted to jump on here and, show that. I'm excited. I was all worried the tank was leaking, but I think, like I said, my main problem was I filled it up with ice cold water, which I shouldn't have done that anyways. That puts a lot of stress and strain on the glass when you're doing like ice cold water from your tap or hot water. You want to sort of keep you don't want the fluctuations, fast fluctuations happening on the glass that can cause problems and break the tank on you or whatever. So that's a mistake I made that, I'm share with you guys that maybe you don't want to do the same thing. If you're filling up a tank, don't just do ice cold water and let it warm up. It can make you think different things. Like I thought this tank was leaking for sure, but nope. I think it's safe to say it's holding water. It's that full of water. So I just wanted to get on here. I'm excited. The big tank's holding water. I still got to move some stuff around here. We are going to, now that I got the big tank holding water, I got to watch him plug in the hose in here. I'm doing the water change on there. But yeah, well, now that I got that, we can work on that a little bit and I can get back out here. My staghorn. I finally got some new growth. That's a new leaf. That's a new leaf. So that's exciting. I'm excited for that too. These are definitely a plant I've wanted, and they're staghorns. But yeah, they're definitely a slow grower. This is the first new growth I've seen. I've had these now for 3-4 months. So it took a bit. Like these ones aren't dying yet, but I still haven't seen any new growth on them. Right? They still look green and healthy and everything, but just no new growth. So hopefully we can get these growing because that'll be a neat addition to the room for sure. The tomato this year is going crazy. I'd like to share with you, like here, you see this here? There's a flower that it tried to flower and it didn't flower. So on the aquaponics, when you notice things like that, what that's telling me is that my magnesium or my potassium is low. And you need to have the right level of magnesium in the tank because the magnesium helps the plant bring up the nutrients, and that's the chemical that helps the plants digest the nutrients it needs to flower. The potassium is the chemical you would add to help with the flowering and the fruiting of the vegetables and stuff like that. So now that I'm not trying to do anything right now because I want to pull this all apart and redo it. I haven't had the time yet or anything. So it takes time, and plus, it looks good, and it's a lot of work to have to take this all apart and put it all back together, and it'll be on a time constraint too, because of course I got the fish up there that can't have it all shut down for too long. But I think I'll be able to shut it off in sections to do the 2 beds and then the 2 beds, but we'll get there eventually. But yeah, I just thought that would be an interesting fact, is that, yeah, when your plants are growing and you notice stuff like that. Another thing too is if they're not super green and healthy and they're starting to look yellow, that's when you got to add iron to your water. And then like that iron supplement you get from the store, that's not going to do it. You need to go to a garden store and get an actual iron supplement for gardening. But just some tidbits on the flowers and the gardens. But if I want to get some tomatoes, I'm going to have to up my magnesium. And to do that, I only use like Epsom salt, is magnesium sulfate. And then you got your potassium, which is potash. I don't have any like Epsom salt here right now, but this is what I get for my potash, my potassium sulfate right there, right? So that's what I use for that's what I have to add, and I only add, a quarter teaspoon or whatever to this whole system, because you only do little bits at a time. You don't just throw a whole bunch and then wait for the reaction. You got to do little bits, and then you let it slowly come back out, and then you got to add more. But just some tidbits on the garden room there, just because I wanted to show it was a good example on this tomato plant. Like, it is growing, and like it is trying to produce flowers and stuff. It's just the flowers aren't actually coming and growing all the way through, right? It's trying to produce them, but there's no flower in there because my potassium is too low in my system. So I'm gonna have to add some potash, right? And then that way that'll help produce the fruit. But okay, I just wanted to jump on here and go through that real quick. I didn't mean to really jump into the garden room. It was more or less just to be excited about my 900 gallon. It's holding water. I think that's considered a success. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. And I hope you guys get some value from watching the videos every now and then. I am starting to enjoy this quite a bit. So right on. Thank you. Have yourselves a good afternoon, good morning, good day, good evening, whichever it may be for you. You rock. Talk to you later.